Imagine a world where a single act of courage changes the fate of humanity. Imagine a hero who suffers not because he is weak, but because he dared to help others. This is the world of Prometheus Unbound by Percy Bysshe Shelley, a story not just about gods and titans, but about freedom, love, and the future of mankind. Main characters. Prometheus, a titan who defied the king of gods to help humanity. Symbol of resistance and human courage. Jupiter, the cruel ruler of the gods, represents tyranny and dictatorship. Asia's spirit of love and compassion brings emotional and moral change. Panthea, Asia's gentle companion. Demogorgon, a mysterious force of destiny and revolution. Hercules, the hero who physically frees Prometheus. Now let the story begin. Long ago, before humans knew fire, before they knew science, before they knew hope, they lived in darkness. They were afraid of nature, afraid of the night, afraid of the unknown. The gods kept all power to themselves. Among those gods and titans lived Prometheus, a being who felt something different in his heart: compassion for humans. One day, Prometheus looked down at the fragile human race and said to himself, "They deserve more than fear. They deserve light." So he stole fire from the gods and gave it to humanity. With fire came warmth, knowledge, progress, and courage. Humans began to build, to think, to dream. But the king of the gods, Jupiter, saw this as rebellion. In anger, Jupiter chained Prometheus to a lonely rock in the cold mountains. There, day after day, year after year, Prometheus suffered. The wind howled around him. The sky watched in silence. Yet, even in pain, he did not regret his choice. Prometheus spoke into the empty air. "I gave them hope. If that is a crime, then let my suffering be the proof of my love for humanity." Spirits of nature came to him and begged, "Just apologize to Jupiter. End your pain." But Prometheus shook his head and replied, "Better to suffer for truth than live in comfort with injustice." Shadows of the universe rose a mysterious force named Demogorgon. He was not a monster, not a god, but the living symbol of change. In one silent, powerful moment, Demogorgon pulled Jupiter from his throne. The great ruler fell, not by war, not by weapons, but by the natural collapse of cruelty. And just like that, the age of tyranny ended. When the chains of fear were broken in heaven, the chains of iron broke on earth. The hero Hercules came to the mountain and freed Prometheus from his endless punishment. The suffering titan finally stood in freedom. Everyone expected Prometheus to celebrate the fall of his enemy. Everyone expected anger, revenge, and pride. But Prometheus did something unexpected. He forgave. He said quietly, "I will not become what I hated. I suffered because of cruelty. I will not rule through cruelty." This moment changed everything. The world did not just lose a tyrant. It gained a new kind of hero, one who ruled with wisdom, not fear. Prometheus reunited with Asia, and together they imagined a new world. A world where love guided power, a world where humans lived without chains. Not physical chains, but chains of fear, ignorance, and oppression. In this new age, people were no longer controlled by terror. They were guided by understanding. No longer ruled by kings who demanded obedience, but inspired by leaders who believed in justice. This is why Prometheus Unbound is not just a myth. It is Shelley's dream of a future where humanity finally becomes free. Shelley wrote this story at a time when real people were suffering under real rulers. Kings controlled nations. Workers lived in pain. Freedom was a dangerous word. Through Prometheus, Shelley spoke for every voice that was silenced. Through Asia, he spoke for every heart that believed love could change the world. Prometheus represents all those who dare to stand against injustice. Students, thinkers, revolutionaries, dreamers, anyone who refuses to accept cruelty as destiny. And the message is clear. Tyranny may look powerful, but it is always fragile. Fear may rule for a while, but love always returns stronger. Revenge may feel tempting, but forgiveness creates a future. So when you listen to the story of Prometheus, you are not just listening to an ancient myth. You are listening to a lesson about your own world, about courage in hard times, about standing for what is right, even when it hurts, about believing that change is always possible. Because in the end, Prometheus is not just a titan on a mountain. He is every human being who chooses hope over fear. And Asia is not just a spirit of love. She is the voice inside us that says, a better world is possible. This is the true heart of Prometheus Unbound. A story of suffering that leads to freedom. A story of love that defeats power. A story that reminds us the future belongs not to tyrants, but to those who dare to dream.